There were once two sisters, Jen and Kate. They were twins. They went to the same school, they had the same classes, and they shared a room at home. Kate was a socialite who loved to party, hang out with friends, and be with boys, while Jen was a shy wallflower type of girl. She liked to study, she had a small group of friends, and she enjoyed getting good grades. The two got along most of the time, but they didn't always see eye to eye. In fact, they disagreed on a lot of things. One of those was going to party when they had a huge midterm going up. So Kate was trying to convince Jen to go to the party with her, but Jen quickly made excuses why she couldn't go. She quickly explained that they have a midterm coming up worth 40% of their overall grade. So after the last class of the day, they went home to their room. Kate had music playing as she was getting ready for the party, and Jen was in her books, when suddenly a rapid knocking could be heard from the window that alerted them both. Almost as soon as the knocking had stopped, the window was pushed open, and a group of girls called them. They were Kate's friends, and they had come to get her for the party. Rolling her eyes, Jen picked up her books and declared that she was retreating to the library to continue to study for the midterm. Jen sat herself in her favorite comfy chair in the library and began reading her books. Students came and went throughout the night, and she finally closed the books when it was about 2 a.m. in the morning. Shocked that time had passed so quickly, she quickly gathered up her things and began to walk home and then to her room. As she approached her room, she could hear people inside. It almost sounded as if the party had continued back to their place, back to their room, as she heard great amounts of movement and shuffling. So she sighed and walked to the kitchen. She then had a nice midnight snack and then went to her room once again. The lights were off now, and so she carefully and quietly went to bed. She decided not to change into pajamas to not wake up her sister. So she was sleeping for the night, and she could still occasionally hear movement and shuffling on her sister's side of the room. Not one to want to push the conversation at this point, she put in her AirPods and she went to sleep. When she woke up in the morning, her AirPods were out of her ear and lay next to her pillow. She was annoyed because she thought that her sister was playing a prank on her. So she turned over to yell at her when she saw her laying there in her bed in a pool of blood. And written on the wall was the phrase, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights?"